A world enveloped in mystery, unexplained events of World War II. Amidst the documented battles and strategic campaigns, there lie enigmatic occurrences that continue to baffle historians. These are the stories that escape easy categorization, events shrouded in mystery, often relegated to the fringes of mainstream historical discourse. Join me now as we journey back to the battlefields, the skies, and the secret backrooms of the Second World War, where we'll confront the unexplained, the eerie, and the downright bizarre. Foo Fighters, angels, demons, or something else entirely? Picture this: the deafening roar of engines, the biting cold of the cockpit, thousands of feet above the earth locked in a duel with death. This was the reality for many Allied pilots during the Second World War, who reported encounters with strange aerial phenomena they dubbed Foo Fighters. Imagine yourself in a bomber formation, moonlight glinting off the aluminum skin of the B-17S around you. Suddenly, off in the distance, you and your crewmates spot it. A glowing orb pacing your aircraft, making no sound, displaying no visible means of propulsion. Reports of these Foo Fighters came from both the European and Pacific theaters, with descriptions varying but often centering on glowing orbs or lights that seemed to follow aircraft. Theories about the nature of these Foo Fighters ran rampant. Some speculated they were secret German or Japanese weapons, perhaps some form of experimental aircraft or even early drones. Others whispered about extraterrestrial origins, tying the sightings to the burgeoning UFO phenomenon. Despite numerous investigations and attempts to explain the Foo Fighters, their true nature remains an enigma. Flight 19 vanishes. Lost in the Bermuda Triangle? The vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean has always held an allure and a terror all its own. Its seemingly endless waters have been the backdrop for countless tales of adventure and mystery. Its depths conceal countless mysteries, but few are as perplexing and haunting as the disappearance of Flight 19, a story that has intrigued and baffled experts for decades. On a seemingly routine training mission in December 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers vanished without a trace in the region now infamous as the Bermuda Triangle. This event marked the beginning of one of the most enduring legends of the sea. Imagine the scene. Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station, the sun glinting off the waters of the Atlantic. The air was filled with the hum of engines and the anticipation of another day of training. 5 Avenger torpedo bombers, their crews comprised of seasoned pilots and navigators, taxi towards the runway. These men were experienced, confident, and ready for the mission ahead. The flight, designated Flight 19, took off into the clear blue sky, their mission to conduct navigation exercises over the open ocean. It was a routine operation, one they had done many times before, but as the hours ticked by, and darkness began to fall, a chilling realization crept in. Flight 19 was missing. The clear skies had given way to an ominous darkness, and with it, the hope of finding the planes began to fade. A massive search and rescue operation was launched, scouring the area where the planes were last reported. The urgency of the mission was palpable, as every minute that passed made the chances of finding the crew alive slimmer. Ships and aircraft combed the ocean, desperate for any sign of the missing airmen. The search extended over thousands of square miles, but the vastness of the ocean made the task daunting. But their efforts were met with an eerie silence. The ocean, vast and unyielding, offered no clues, no hints of what had transpired. No wreckage was ever found, no distress calls were received, no trace of the 5 Avengers or their 14 crew members was ever discovered. It was as if they had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only questions and sorrow. The disappearance of Flight 19 remains one of the most enduring aviation mysteries of all time. It continues to captivate the imagination, a puzzle that may never be fully solved, but will always be remembered. Chapter 3. The Ghost Army, the Illusionists of War, Deception, Misdirection, the art of making your enemy believe the lie. These are the shadowy tools of psychological warfare, and during World War II, no unit wielded them with greater skill and audacity than the U.S. Army's 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, better known as the Ghost Army. Imagine, if you will, a battlefield shrouded in the fog of war. You hear the rumble of tank treads, the distant clatter of approaching troops. But what you are witnessing is not at all what it seems. This top-secret unit comprised of artists, sound engineers, and radio operators was tasked with using inflatable tanks, sound effects, fake radio transmissions, and other ingenious tricks to deceive the enemy. They were masters of illusion, creating phantom armies out of thin air, their goal to mislead, misdirect, and sow confusion in the ranks of the German Wehrmacht. The Ghost Army's tactics were as audacious as they were effective. They would simulate entire armored divisions using inflatable tanks and trucks, complete with fake tire tracks and sound effects. Their deceptions helped save countless Allied lives and contributed significantly to the Allied victory in Europe. The Ghost Army stands as a testament to the power of ingenuity and deception in warfare. Chapter 4. The Battle of Los Angeles, UFOs over Hollywood, Los Angeles, 1942. The City of Angels, home to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, found itself caught in the grip of wartime paranoia. The city, known for its bright lights and movie stars, was now shrouded in fear and uncertainty. The attack on Pearl Harbor was still fresh in the minds of many, and fears of a Japanese attack on the mainland were running high. The memory of that fateful day in December 1941 lingered, casting a long shadow over the American psyche. It was against this backdrop of anxiety and uncertainty that the bizarre events of what came to be known as the Battle of Los Angeles unfolded. The city, already on edge, was about to experience one of the most mysterious nights in its history. In the early morning hours of February 25, 1942, air raid sirens blared across Los Angeles, sending residents scrambling for bomb shelters and plunging the city into darkness. The sudden alarm was a stark reminder of the ever-present threat of war. An unidentified object had been detected on radar, approaching the city from the west. The radar operators, trained to spot enemy aircraft, were puzzled by the strange blip on their screens. Anti-aircraft batteries, their crews on high alert, locked onto the target and opened fire, sending a barrage of shells into the night sky. The soldiers, ready for battle, aimed their guns at the unknown intruder. The searchlights, powerful beams cutting through the darkness, illuminated what appeared to be a large, lozenge-shaped object, moving slowly across the sky. The eerie sight left many in awe and fear. For over an hour the guns roared, sending shell after shell towards the mysterious object. The relentless barrage lit up the night, but the object seemed impervious to the attack. Witnesses described seeing red and green flares, explosions in the sky, and the object itself apparently unscathed, maneuvering silently above the city. The silent, unyielding presence of the object added to the growing sense of unease. The military initially claimed that the target was a Japanese weather balloon, but this was met with skepticism from many who had witnessed the events firsthand. The official explanation did little to quell the rumors and speculation. To this day, the Battle of Los Angeles remains a source of fascination and debate. The events of that night continue to intrigue historians, UFO enthusiasts, and conspiracy theorists alike, leaving us to wonder what really happened in the skies over Hollywood. Chapter 5. The Hes Mystery. A Flight into Enemy Territory. On the night of May 10, 1941, a lone German Messerschmitt Bf-110 fighter aircraft crashed near the village of Eaglesham, Scotland. The aircraft, a symbol of Nazi Germany's military might, was now a wreckage in a foreign land. The pilot, who parachuted to safety, was quickly apprehended by a startled farmer. This unexpected visitor was not just any pilot. He was a high-ranking official from the heart of the Nazi regime. For the man who stumbled out of the wreckage, claiming to be on a peace mission, was none other than Rudolf Hess, Deputy Führer of Nazi Germany. His presence in Scotland was both shocking and mysterious. At the height of World War II, with Britain engaged in a desperate struggle for survival against Nazi Germany, Hitler's right-hand man suddenly appears in enemy territory, claiming to be on a mission of peace. This was a time when every move was scrutinized and trust was a rare commodity. Hess, a fervent believer in esotericism and astrology, claimed to be acting on his own initiative, without Hitler's knowledge or approval. His belief in the stars and mystical symbols guided his actions, making his mission even more perplexing. He believed he could broker a peace deal between Germany and Britain, a deal that would allow Hitler to focus on his true enemy, the Soviet Union. This was a bold and audacious plan, one that seemed almost too fantastical to be true. The British, understandably baffled by Hess's sudden appearance, were initially suspicious of his motives. They questioned the authenticity of his peace mission and the potential implications for the ongoing war. Was this a cunning ruse, a desperate attempt to sow discord among the Allies, or was Hess, as he claimed, a lone wolf acting on his own misguided beliefs? Theories abounded, each more intriguing than the last. Hess's mental state came under intense scrutiny. Experts and officials alike debated whether he was mentally sound or if his actions were the result of a disturbed mind. Was he a madman driven to this act by delusions of grandeur, or was he a cunning operator playing a deeper game that no one else could comprehend? The line between sanity and madness seemed blurred in Hes's case. The mystery of Rudolf Hess and his bizarre flight to Scotland remains one of the most perplexing enigmas of World War II. His actions, motives, and the true purpose of his mission continue to be subjects of intense debate and speculation, adding layers to the already complex tapestry of the war. Chapter 6. The Echoes of War, Unanswered Questions. From the Foo Fighters dancing in the skies above battlefields to the vanishing act of Flight 19, from the audacious deceptions of the Ghost Army to the baffling events in the skies over Los Angeles, and the inexplicable flight of Rudolf Hess, we have explored events that defy easy explanation. If you've been captivated by these tales of the unexplained, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the mysteries of history, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, history is more than just dates and names. It's a tapestry woven from the threads of human experience, both the knowable and the unknowable.